Hello and welcome to the My Community Directory tutorial and training. My name is Devin Burleson. I am the Learning Center Manager for the American Association of Service Coordinators. And today I'm going to be taking you on a tour of the My Community Directory platform to give you a great idea of how to best leverage this tool in your day-to-day work. First, we're going to talk about the vision of this tool, an overview, some of the why of My Community Directory, benefits of My Community Directory, and we'll also touch on the results from a pilot program that ASK ran earlier this year. Then I will take you on a guided tour of My Community Directory with step-by-step tutorials on how to perform the essential functions of the platform, such as login process, search functionality, interacting with search results, saving your favorite programs, adding programs, and printing program information for residents. We're going to go ahead and kick off with the vision of the tool. My Community Directory is a new virtual resource guide powered by Aunt Bertha. This platform is an exclusive membership benefit provided by the American Association of Service Coordinators. It contains information about many useful programs, such as food, transportation, healthcare, work and job training, financial assistance, and so much more. So why use My Community Directory? This is a huge time saver. It will help service coordinators to create efficient practices to find resources. All of the resource program information in My Community Directory is pre-vetted, so we know that these resources are real and viable. You can even make referrals directly through the platform to help close the referral loop and save a lot of extra time and legwork. These are, of course, also benefits of My Community Directory. It can take hours on hours on hours to manually search through Google, making phone calls, emailing back and forth with local programs. So many hours of work are condensed into one tool in My Community Directory, which gives you a direct line to viable programs for your residents. Earlier this year, ASK conducted an end-user pilot with about 50 members who were asked to test the My Community Directory platform and give us comprehensive feedback. I'm going to go over on a high level the results of that pilot. About 85% of respondents found that My Community Directory is very easy to use and were able to quickly locate useful resource information. Some of the more popular features highlighted during this pilot were time-saving aspects, such as making direct referrals within the platform, printing information to update resource guides quickly, and really the simple process of uploading program information into My Community Directory. This platform is very inclusive. One of the best inclusive features that it offers is translation. You can translate resource information into dozens of languages, increasing access for residents from all backgrounds. It's also extremely accessible. You can share resource information a multitude of ways. There is, of course, printing. You can also send resources as a link, via email, or even in a text message for residents who are so inclined. When printing resources, it is very possible to increase the font size of the printout to make it easily readable for those who may have vision challenges. So time-saving, inclusive, and accessible. With those things in mind, we're now going to begin our guided tour of the My Community Directory platform.
All ASK members will receive an email with a link to the My Community Directory web portal. There are a couple of steps to take when accessing the portal for the first time. In this next video tutorial, I will show you that process. Once you click the link in your email, you will be directed here to the mycommunitydirectory.org login page. In order to set up your password for the first time, you will need to navigate here to the Forgot Your Password link and click on that. After clicking on the Forgot Password link, you will be directed here to the Password Reset page. You will need to enter your email address into the email field. I've entered my email address. I'm going to click Send Reset Link. This will prompt Aunt Bertha and my community directory to send an email enabling me to reset my password. Here I have the actual email from my community directory to reset my password. Simply click on the Click Here to set a new password link, and you will be directed back out to my community directory onto the new password page. This is where you will set your password for my community directory. A few notes about your password for my community directory. It must be 8 characters in length. It must contain a letter, a number, and a special character, such as an exclamation point. I'll enter my password now. Once you've entered your password, it is a good idea to navigate over here to this little eye icon and click on it. This will show you what you have typed in to be your password. It is important to be sure which password you have entered because you will not be asked to enter it a second time. Once you're happy with the password you've created, go ahead and click Save New Password. Once you save your new password for my community directory, you will automatically be logged into the portal and arrive here at this landing page. From this landing page, you can really begin to leverage my community directory as a tool in your day-to-day work, finding resources and solutions for your residents. But before we delve into those features, I want to show you one excellent feature of this portal, and that will be here in your bottom menu of the page. I'm speaking, of course, about the Select Language feature. If you click into this menu, you will see there are dozens of languages that you can translate my community directory into, including, of course, printing out resource information for residents. To show you a couple of examples, if I have a resident who is more comfortable reading Arabic than they are English, I can select Arabic, and you can see all the language on the My Community Directory landing page is translated into Arabic. The same is true of Czech or Bengali, and of course, you can always switch back to English, which is the very first option at the top of the language selection menu.
Now that you're all logged in, you of course would see this landing page or the home page for my community directory. From here, you would execute a search using your local zip code. The search results in my community directory are sorted by zip code and auto-filtered down into program-related categories and subcategories. These results are relevant, local, and packed with useful details to eliminate hours of manual searching. Let's go ahead back into the platform so I can show you how to execute a search and what the results page will look like. From your My Community Directory homepage, you would execute a search by typing a zip code here into this zip code field. This will feed you onto your results page. You can see here I have searched in Dublin, Ohio, which is zip code 43017, and that there are 1,889 programs that service this area. These programs are broken down here at the top of your screen into different categories: food, housing, goods, health, education, and legal, amongst others. These categories are then broken down into subcategories, which then have different types of programs, so you can filter even further, and this is done for you. You can see here in housing, you've got help finding housing, help paying for housing, housing advice, maintenance and repairs, and then in maintenance and repairs, you've got programs for efficiency and upgrades, and then health and safety. So you could definitely take a look at those very specialized lists of results. Another option for how you can search is going to be here. In the upper left-hand corner of your screen, there is a search bar. Here, you can either enter a new zip code to begin an entirely new search, or you can simply add a keyword which will circumvent navigating through this category list and take you more into the results that you're specifically looking for. As an example, if I have a resident who needs assistance with addiction or substance abuse, I can just type addiction in here. And of course, my community directory will feed you suggested search information and top matches from within the platform. But for now, I just want to search my addiction keyword. Hit search, and it will feed you onto a results page directly without having to navigate through the category menu. And it explains here how my community directory pulled these particular results. In this case, we're looking at best matches. These programs contain all of the words you searched. So all of the results listed here contain the word addiction in them. And please note that these results, again, are selected from within the zip code I had initially searched, which is the 43017. But if I had wanted to go through my category menu, that is still listed here at the top of the screen if you wanted to switch gears. Say that I now want information about a food pantry. And there it takes me into a more detailed results page, which is our next topic of discussion. Now that you've executed the first search, it's time to drill down into program level information. After you've selected a category and a subcategory from your search results, a list will populate of program level information. These results are highly customizable using the filtering features within my community directory. Before I move back into the platform to show you filtering and interacting with program level information, I want to go over the way in which this information will be displayed. Every program will be listed like this. It's called a program card, and it really is your one-stop shop for all the vital information that you may need. The program card is actually divided into two pieces, and I will highlight the most relevant features of each piece now. First is the program details. It will list the program name, the provider name. This check mark will appear if the program has been claimed by the provider, meaning they are aware and want to interact with people directly through the My Community Directory platform. Programs can also be ranked, and that information would be listed here. There will always be a program description, service tags detailing what it is that this program does, and personal tags targeting demographics being served by the program. The other half of the program card is this next step section. There will be a summary of next steps, a distance from the search zip code, the address of the program location, and one cool thing about this address is that it's actually a live link to Google Maps. So you can just click on the address and it will feed you out into Google Maps so that you can print directions. Of course, location hours are also listed here. One important feature to remember while you're navigating through these program cards is that if there is a wait list for a program, this waitlist icon will appear there, so be on the lookout for that. Finally, there is the Next Steps button, which will of course take you out of the search results list and show you much more detailed program information on another page. Moving back into My Community Directory, we are on the search results page in the detail level, and you can see here there are 25 food pantries that service the zip code that I had searched for, and all the program cards, which we just went over, are listed here. Another interesting feature of this list is this map interface, which of course is powered by Google Maps, and it shows you pins for the different programs that are listed in your results page. You can zoom in or out depending on how closely you want to look at these pins. And if you wanted to view this full map, you can, of course, expand it. So you can see all 25 pins are actually spread out pretty far across the Columbus metropolitan area. You can just shrink that back down. I'm going to move down here to show a full program card. We're going to take a closer look at the Choice Food Pantry by Victory Ministries. You can see here it has a description. It's an emergency food pantry and a regular food pantry serving anyone in need, regardless of age. And moving over into the next steps area, you can see they have a phone number listed, a live link out to the actual program website. So you'd click that to be fed onto that program's actual web page. It's another time saver. And then here is their actual address, which, if you recall, is also a live link out to Google Maps so that you can see where exactly this is located and even get directions to print out and hand to your resident if they plan to visit the program location. Now, looking here in my next steps area, I see that this particular food pantry is 20 miles away from my search zip code. So for a resident that maybe doesn't drive, this might not be the best solution. But I'm going to continue to use this as an example to show you more about this information that appears at the bottom of the program card. If we click More Info, it actually brings up this really detailed view of all the information regarding this particular food pantry. Again, we've got a map, hours, distance information, another link to the website, a link out to the program's Facebook page, a listing of their coverage area, which as you see is quite large. And then this particular food pantry actually requires documentation in terms of a photo ID and proof of residency for their coverage area. That information would be very useful before a resident were to go to an appointment with this food bank. And you can see here from the program description, please call to schedule an appointment. So they do not accept walk-ins at this time. This is all great information which you can print, and we will go over that process in just a little while. Now, because of the distance here, this may not be the best solution for residents within your community. In order to filter this information down to make it more targeted to your resident population, you can actually sort your results very simply by relevance, which is the default. You can also select closest, which will auto-filter your results by distance. You can see now my first result is less than 2 miles away. From here, you can actually go into personal filters, and as you can see, these are extremely detailed. So we want a program that serves seniors with limited mobility who are low income. Just for an example, and we'll filter that way. You can see my results, which were 25 programs, have now been brought down to 8. And you can see here displayed all the filters you are currently using. If you want to filter further by programs that are currently open and are free, we can filter again. And look, it took us down again into 7 results. So now we've got all of our filters applied to these 7 programs, which fit our needs much more specifically than the 25 programs that were initially part of our results. You can also apply income-related filters by entering exact amounts for income, which would then again further filter the results for you. Once you're ready to move on from these filters, you would just come over here and click Clear All Filters. I've shown you how to view more information from where you can print your program details. You can also come over here into the Share tab. And from here, you can send an email or a text message. You can even share on Facebook. So there are a lot of ways to make sharing this information out of my community directory really, really convenient. Now that we've gone over interacting with those search results, filtering, and other useful pieces of the search results page, it's time to start talking about one of those time-saving aspects that I'm so excited to share with you today, saving favorite programs. Of course, certain programs are going to be more popular than others, and a service coordinator may refer many residents to a program or a service on a semi-regular basis. It's important to have these things close at hand and easy to access. Saving favorites in My Community Directory is a great way to do this. We're going to move back into the platform so I can highlight the process for you of saving favorites, creating folders, and really organizing your best resources to be easily accessible for you and for your residents. In order to save a favorite within My Community Directory, you're going to want to start here, again, in your results list. Taking a look at the program card, we're looking for the Save button right here. You're going to hit that, which gives you some pretty simple options. You can create a folder or select a folder from a list of existing folders to save your program into. Since most of you are going to be starting fresh, first I'll show you how to create a new folder. Hit the Create a New Folder button, give it a name, I'm going to call mine Food, and hit Save. And you'll get a confirmation message that this food pantry by Stone Mission has been added to the folder Food, which is in the Saved Favorites menu. This link will take you there, and I will show you that in just a moment. For now, we're going to move down here to our second option, which we also want to save, into that folder Food. So now it's an existing folder, which I want to select from my list. So Food, and Save. And you'll get that same confirmation message and that same link to your saved favorite menu. One of the best things about My Community Directory is you can actually add multiple programs at once. So I want to select these 3 programs to add to my favorites. You can see here there is a button that says 3 selected programs. Click on this button and it will show you a list of the programs that you've selected, and from here you can save, email, or print, or you can even just clear all of your selections to start over if you wish. For now, we want to save them, which brings up another version of the same menu that you get within your actual program card. We're going to, again, select the folder Food and Save. And there we go. Your programs have been saved. So again, that same confirmation message will appear when you've successfully added a favorite program into your folder. Let's say I want to take a look at the programs in my folder. I'll just hit Saved Favorites here, which feeds me into my menu of my Saved Favorite folders. You can also access this page of your Saved Favorites by clicking on your name in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. You can see this page, the Saved Favorites page, is the first option in that drop-down. So there are multiple ways to view your favorites. And then you move in, simply click on the name of your folder to view all the resources that you have added. And they'll be displayed here in a program card exactly the same way that they display in your results page, with all of the same functionality and ability to view more information or see next steps. And you can see here, those 3 programs are still selected. So if I want that button to go away, I would just open up that view and hit Clear All. From within your Favorites menu, you can again share. You can share your entire folder if you want to. You can select one or multiple programs. You can create a link to share, send a direct email, or even share with a group of people. Up here in your menu, you can also edit the folder, which enables you to change the name of your folder, to delete your folder, or you can print, which will bring up a print preview, displaying all of the programs in your folder. So as you can see, there are many options for how to share information from within My Community Directory. This will create a lot of efficiency in your day-to-day work. We're going to move now into how to add program information into My Community Directory. Although My Community Directory boasts over 1,200 programs in every zip code in the country, it is possible that a service coordinator who actually works in the community would know of a program that doesn't currently exist in the database. For this reason, it's been made very easy to add program information to the platform. Pictured here is the menu at the bottom of your My Community Directory screen, regardless of where you are within the platform. You would hit Suggest a Program button, highlighted here in orange, in order to begin the process of suggesting programs to Aunt Bertha and My Community Directory. Once you've submitted the program, that program information goes to a team at Aunt Bertha that is dedicated to finding and vetting resources to add to their platform. You will receive notification from Aunt Bertha once your suggested programs that meet criteria are uploaded into the system. This process can take anywhere from 10 to 14 business days, but it is still a very quick and expedient process. I'm going to show you how to complete that process now.
When you are ready to add program information in My Community Directory, no matter where you are within the platform, simply navigate to the lower menu here and click the Suggest Program link. This will open a form where you will enter the program information, just like this. So, Goodwill, Central Ohio, select your state, Ohio, phone number, and then the website, which you can copy and paste from the website here. And then you would search. The purpose of searching is to see if this program does already exist within the system. And you can see here that there are listings for Goodwill within My Community Directory already. So at this point, you wouldn't need to submit anything. You would clear your results. But let's say you had another program that you wanted to search out. You could do that again here and start over. Now, if you have several programs, usually 10 or more, that you want to suggest at one time, simply click this link that says, do you have more than 10 programs to suggest? Which will open this dialog box and give you a link to download a template to submit multiple programs at one time. I'm going to click that for you, and you see it will download here and open. And then if you notice, this asks for exactly the same information as the form on My Community Directory. So you enter the phone number, program website URL, the provider name, the program name, and the state code, which is of course the 2-letter abbreviation for the state, OH for Ohio, TX for Texas, and so on. Once you've completed filling out this template with all the programs that you want to suggest, you would actually email it to support@auntbertha.com. That email address highlighted here. And that is the process of submitting a program or several programs to Aunt Bertha to be vetted and hopefully added into the My Community Directory system.
Now we're going to move into the final tutorial piece of this introductory tutorial. We're going to talk about printing program information. This is one of the most useful, time-saving aspects of My Community Directory. Some key features of the ability to print is that you can print one or many programs at once. You can print program information in multiple languages, and the font size can be adjusted to be more visible for residents who may have trouble reading small typeface. So let's go ahead and move into this all-important piece.
When you want to print program information from My Community Directory, you can print one program at a time or multiple programs at a time. I'm going to show you how to complete this process and how to make it more inclusive and accessible for your residents as well. So printing a single program information, we're going to start here with the Stowe Mission Food Pantry. Click the More Info button, and right here is the Print View button. You can simply click that, which will open the Print Preview in a new tab. And that's all the same useful information about the program. And then, to make it more inclusive, if you have a resident who doesn't read English very well, you could translate this into another language. Now, unlike most of the pages in My Community Directory, when you're in the Print Preview area, the Select Language menu will move here under your search bar. So keep that in mind as you're printing programs. Now let's say I want to print this Stowe Mission Food Pantry for someone who speaks Bengali or reads Bengali better than they read English. You see I've selected the language, and it has actually translated my full My Community Directory page into Bengali. So all this information now appears in the language for the resident, and just click that print button, and then there it is, ready to print in Bengali. Now let's say that my resident who needs to read this information in their native language also needs to have an increased typeface because they have visual challenges. You come over into your menu and select More Settings and come down to the Scale option. Now you see right here it says Default, but in this drop down, if you select Custom, it will show you a view of it. Now the default is 100. You can see I have mine set here to move to 150, which is a significantly larger typeface. It would be much easier to read in a printed format. So now we have here a translated program listing ready to print in a large typeface. Very simple. To shrink that back down, simply restore the settings to default. And then you can always, of course, switch the language back to English. And the same kind of rules apply. You see here the print preview in English. Increase the typeface. And you can set this number. I have chosen 150 because it's a nice even number, nice large font. But you can really customize this in whatever way you think works and would be visually usable for your residents. And that is how you print a single program out of My Community Directory. So let's say at this point we are printing multiple programs to add to our resource guide for our residents to view. You would just select the options that you think would work best. And you see as you move through, this little button has reappeared and says how many programs you have selected. I've got 5. So I'm going to come down here and click on 5 selected, and it will list my programs for me. And from here you can save, email, print, or even clear all of your selections. But right now we want to print. And you can see the print preview lists the pertinent information for all of your programs that you have selected. So we're going to do print. And you can see as I come into my More Settings menu, this is automatically displaying at my customized 150 typeface. Just reset it to the default. See how it shrank that back down? And one notable difference in printing multiple programs versus printing a single program is that your language selection has moved back here into the bottom menu. So let's see, I want to print these results in Chinese. And there, it has translated all of my results. I want to print that. And you see here, this is in the default setting, so I want to increase that typeface. Going to move to custom. Now much larger. Very accessible. And once you've got your language and your typeface selected, you can go ahead and print your options. And that is the process for printing one or multiple programs from within my community directory.
And that is all of the tutorial information that I have for you today. All of us here at ASK are so excited to offer My Community Directory as the newest benefit to our members. This tool is designed specifically for service coordinators by people who understand the unique challenges of this profession. Be on the lookout for your invitation email. It should be arriving in the near future. In closing, I want to share some feedback that we got from the pilot about My Community Directory as a platform. This is a very helpful tool, basically my right-hand man. This is a game changer. My Community Directory is an answer to so many prayers. Bye-bye, oodles of Googles. I sent resources via text message. These comments are a small sample of the amazing feedback that we received during our pilot. And again, we are so excited to bring this tool to our membership.
Thank you so much for your time and attention today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at mycommunitydirectory@servicecoordinator.org. Thank you so much again, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your week.